And welcome back to the 110 podcast. Y'all know what it is, you know what it be. It is your boy Mar B at just Mar B on Instagram.
It's your boy Mick, aka Goya. I Goya XX on Instagram. Holla at your man, spots and pants.
You know the vibes, you know the vibes. We coming on a late night tip tonight. I can't lie. We coming on the late night tip. So, it might be a different experience for our 110 listeners. I got the smooth, silky voice on right now because I'm a little tired, but we rocking. We got a lot of content to bring to y'all. There's a lot of things that happened over the last week. So
And when do you plan to upload this?
honestly, man, I'm gonna get a cup of coffee after this and and probably just stay up and
So this may be something that's coming out like minutes after we're done.
exactly. So let's start it off right, man. I wanted to ask you something I saw on Shade Room a couple days ago. Just a random question that I saw, and I thought it was an interesting topic. At what age do you get off of your parents' phone plan? At what age is,
Oh yeah. Are you talking
is
about
right?
the football player?
Oh yeah. He brought it up. I didn't read the whole story. I just saw a tweet, but this football player comes out and says, I think he turned 22 or 21.
Yeah, he was
Uh,
just drafted.
yeah, and he just got drafted. So I mean, he's due for a big payday. But he told the world that he was devastated that his mom, cut him off the phone plan. You know what I mean? That's real though, man. That's a
That's
real moment.
hilarious.
It's a real moment in life, though. Definitely. I've personally been cut off the phone plan. I think I might have been 24, 25, or something like that. And I remember, I ain't gonna lie, man. It hurt a little bit. It hurt a little. I was just like, why? Like, we got a deal here. Like, we, we're paying less per line right now. Why go to individual? But I,
So I was never on my parents' cell phone line.
you was G'd up
Yeah.
from the
I
feet
was on
up.
my grandparents and I came off my grandparents at the age of 18.
Okay, okay. So what, you know, uh, do you have a plan of, I mean, you have a small child at this point, but do
I
you
don't
have a,
know.
but I came up with a plan. This is why I'm saying this. This is what I'm going to do for my kids. I'm going to give them 3 phones in their life, right? I'll pay for all replacements if you break it, whatever, but you're only getting 3 different phones. The moment that you want a fourth new phone, like a different phone, you got to pay for it yourself. You got to pay for it yourself. And I feel like that's fair. You probably be like around 18ish or whatever when that happens.
Maybe
But
not.
yeah, actually, yeah, that is true. But for some reason, I think that a good cutoff line is like, yo, when you want a new phone, like your own phone, because I definitely had that. Like growing up, I always wanted a freaking Sidekick or Razor or whatever. So when it comes time for you to buy your own phone and you make the money to get it for yourself, then you got to get it, dog. And you paying for the line just so you can know some responsibility. You know what I mean?
It's fair, I guess. Yeah.
But yeah. I think that is a good measure of when to get put on your. I mean, when to take your kids off your phone plan right there. And side note, like one day I feel like we're gonna put our parents on our phone plan once again. You know what I mean? Like I think it's a big cycle. Like I've been thinking about that over the last couple of months. Like, yo, should I put my parents on my iPhone plan just so that we're just all good, we all aligned? I've been trying to get them to get iPhones, so I'm trying to get us all. You know what I mean? Same plan, all iPhones.
You're a good son.
Yeah, you think so?
I
You
do.
think so? I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Well, since you shouted me out, man, let's start out with our shout outs and shit fours. I'm shouting out to all our NCAA, our college players, man. Recently. See, this is what happens when we record late. Um, on Wednesday, the NCAA freaking declared that students, players will be able to get paid off of their NILs, names images, and likenesses. So that means you can use your social media account, you can get endorsement deals, you can monetize your YouTube, you can basically do things um, using your face and your name and everything to make money as a player, you know. Whereas recently that was restricted, you couldn't make any money if you played volleyball and somebody wanted your autograph and you wanted to charge for charge somebody $10 to for an autograph, you could possibly get kicked off the team. So I mean, I feel like it's a good thing, man.
So what are they going to do with schools like Duke? That
Mm.
Duke was sponsored by Nike.
I mean, you can still be sponsored by Nike, right? But that only means that you getting like free shoes for the court. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, but let's use Zion as
Okay.
he was playing for Duke. He was in a Nike shoe. Got hurt
It blew out.
because
Yeah.
because the Nike shoe blew out. He decides that he's not rocking Nike anymore, and he's going to rock Adidas. How does that void their shit?
Like Nike's contract, you're saying. I mean, man, it's definitely going to be some legal situations happening. Um, Basically, you're talking about a conflict of interest between like the team and the individual's endorsements,
Right.
right?
Exactly.
Um, I'm. I mean, I don't know too deep into this law, but I would assume that the advantage is probably going to be given to the teams. If that makes sense. Like, I think that the teams will probably have like as far as what you're wearing on the court when you're playing, they'll probably have priority as with the endorsements. Now, when you get off the court, I would assume it's open game. You know what I mean? Like you can have your Nikes on, uh, your
I
Adidas
personally
on
think
as
that's
well.
wrong.
No, I mean I'm just
No,
guessing.
no, no.
I'm
Yeah,
guessing.
but
Yeah.
I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm
Mhm.
saying
Like
that
that's wrong.
that's wrong. Yeah.
I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. I mean, look, man, I'm all for these players getting paid though. I mean, I really don't see a problem with that. But I think that you're right. They're gonna have to iron out these details for sure. They're gonna have to iron out these details, man. But still, man, shout out to those players. I saw like as soon as the deadline came up, where they lifted the whole restriction on monetizing, your name, image, and likeness. People were immediately like taking to social media, immediately like, yo, I just signed a deal with Under Armour. Yo, I just signed a deal with like Mike's, freaking auto shop or something like that. You know what I mean? So I think it would be cool, man. I personally got to
So
experience. I personally got to experience some athletes that like in my time in school and everything. Some of the student athletes, bro, and it's true, bro. Like they don't have money to do anything, bro. I mean, sure they got a scholarship and everything, but they practice so much. It's hard to like get a job.
yeah,
Um, it's hard to like, you know, and it's hard to just have your family and stuff send money to you. You know what I mean? Like all the time, just to take care of you. So it's a rough road for those athletes sometimes. I think it's gonna be dope, man. I think it's gonna be a dope thing, and we're gonna see we're gonna see the people that were stars in college sports become bigger stars. I think, and I think we're gonna see more smaller time players becoming stars just through their social media or whatever, their endorsements and things like that too. So it should be good all around. It should be good all around. I'm sure the NCAA is kind of like, yeah, but they had to do it, honestly. They had to do it. So shout
yeah.
out to them. And on to our shit for giving it to Rockstar, man. I'm giving it to Rockstar. You know them as the creators of Grand Theft Auto series. Um,
Red Dead Redemption, Bully,
a lot of good games. A lot of good.
a lot
Yo,
of great games.
freaking Bully was great, man. That's a
Midnight
throw.
Club for our old school people.
Woo! Oh yeah, I forgot that. That Dove Edition. That's one of the greatest freaking soundtracks to a game
Yes,
ever,
100%.
ever, 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 ever. Um, Man, now you got me like you just got me reminiscing right now. But yeah, but still, man, despite making all those great games, I'm still giving y'all shit, man, for GTA 6. Grand Theft Auto 6 has been we've been waiting for this game for 8 years, man. 8 years
Just
already.
8 years?
8 years since GTA 5, yes.
You sure?
Um I'm pretty sure it's been eight
I don't
years,
know. I
man.
think it may be more than that.
All right, look up when GTA 5 came out.
I'm pretty sure it's more than that because I'm pretty sure.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you,
I
it's
don't know,
been eight
man.
years, man. It's been 8 years. And I used to love that game, man. GTA 5 was
2013.
so we're in 21 right now.
Yeah.
It's eight.
Hey, you're right.
That's a
Sorry.
solid eight. That's a solid eight. I mean, it's felt like forever. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. It's felt like a really, really long time. But that was one of my favorite games when it came out, man. Like it was one of those, like, it was my introduction to like more of an open world type of game, and it just seems so realistic,
I
man.
still play to this day.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they've had like a billion updates, honestly. So it's not like it's like old and outdated by any means, but at the same time, man, it's like when you tell us that the next stuff is coming, we get excited for the next stuff, man. And to have waited 8 years, this is like one of the biggest gaps between game, like a series of games ever. So to all my GTA fans, it looks like you're going to be waiting a little bit longer because supposedly, according to like a leak from a fairly credible source who like predicted other leaks and everything, it's supposed to be released. GTA 6 is going to be released in 2025, bro. 2025. Will I even be playing video games by that point? Like
It said 2025.
2025, bro.
Jesus.
2025. Like, this is ridiculous. This game better be one of the best games that I ever played in my life, though. It has to be the best, honestly. To wait that long for it, it has to be the absolute best. I've been seeing like memes on Twitter. Somebody said like for us to be waiting this long, like when we go to the strip club, like you better be able to like really get like a real lap dance, or be able to like actually smell the smells in the bowling alley and everything. Like it better be that real, bro. It better be that real. Because we waiting a long time, bro. But supposedly they say that the new one is gonna be like a new version of Vice City, which
Yeah.
is a classic. I can't lie. So I'm excited about that. And they said,
But I also heard that it's going to be between Vice City and Colombia.
at Colombia.
Yeah, you're going to be able to travel back and forth.
Oh, that's kind of fire though. That's kind of fire. And on top of all that, man, I heard the map will change over time, like similar to like Fortnite and everything.
Yeah.
So that's kind of super fire. I'm not gonna
Because
lie.
they just added onto GTA 5 a Colombian mission,
I see.
but it's called Gallo Perico,
Ooh, okay, okay.
which translates to Coke Island.
Dang. Cool.
So that's so I think that was like a little Easter egg. Like this is what's coming.
Yeah, like that's a setup. That's a setup. No, I like it, man, but I don't know if I want to wait till 2025 to like just to see what's going on. I'm gonna forget about it by that
No,
time, man.
because that means that my newest favorite game that I finish, which is Red Dead Redemption 2,
Mm.
they're gonna push that out to like 2035.
Yeah, man. At this point, bro, just don't even tell us, dog. Just don't even tell us that it's coming. Like, when our so in time for our grandchildren's birth. Like, I don't care, man. Just surprise me with GTA 6 at this point, bro. Surprise me with it. So I had to give Rockstar shit, man, because we just been waiting for this game forever, bro. We've been waiting forever. It better be VR, like I don't even know.
I want to get shot. I want to get shot.
At this
When I'm
point,
shooting, I want to get shot.
yeah. At this point, bro, like for real. But yeah, shit, shit, definitely shit to Rockstar, man. Now on to a little bit of sadder news. I know, I mean, by the time people have heard this, there's probably been 100 stories, but we got to talk about the condo collapse in Florida, bro.
That's insane.
It is nuts, man. And I was doing a little bit of research into it, and it was like the more that I read, just the crazier the story got, man. So if you guys don't know, um, there was a condo that collapsed, like a little bit far out. Sorry, it's like a fly, a little
Surf
bit.
City,
Yeah, Surfside, I thought.
Surf City, Florida.
Oh, Surf City, Florida, which is outside of Miami, correct?
Yes.
And the condo is called the Surfside condo. Um, now it's crazy. At the time that I like started the research for this article, I think it was like 15 people that unfortunately passed away, and just checking right before we started the pod, I think it's up to 24
Yeah.
right
Well,
now.
150 some odd people are unaccounted for.
Still missing. So yeah, so this so I forgot what day of the week it was exactly, but a few days ago, part of the whole condo building just collapsed, bro. Obviously trapping hundreds of people. And like I said before, we're finding 24 dead now. The mayor of Miami-Dade County just came out and said, "Yeah, we're gonna demolish the rest of the building because it's unsafe." And man, it's a tough situation, bro, because it has to be demolished in the midst of you still looking. People are still being looked for and everything within the rubble. Like, and on top
And,
of that, but
and for what I understand, they stopped looking.
oh, they did. Oh, they've already. Dang.
They they didn't stop. They paused looking because of the hurricanes.
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna bring up is that that's also another reason why they want to kind of demolish the rest of the building because hurricanes are coming. Debris could go. I'm sure it could fly around, or who knows what could happen with a partially collapsed building. Maybe the other part might go. You know what I mean? But
So sad.
it is like, bruh, I when because I'm a human, I guess, I always try to put myself in the shoes of, other people. And I just try to think of like what it would be like to like have my condo apartment building collapse, bro. Like, you know, if I'm lucky enough to even make it out of it, it's like, where do you start from there? You know what I mean? Like, all of your possessions are gone. um and there's not a chance to get it back, you know what I mean? Like it's gone, you know what I mean?
All of your neighbors are gone, bro.
Yeah, it's that has to be rough, man. So man, thoughts and prayers. I hate to sound so cliche, but thoughts and prayers definitely out to the people and anybody around that situation, man. But what was crazy, like I said, was as I dug deeper into it, is that this was a known thing. Like it was like people felt like the building was going to collapse for years. You know what I mean? Even in 2018, there was like a whole inspection that happened, and in the report for the inspection, it stated that near the pool there was like structural, like major structural damage, and basically things like near the pool, the concrete and everything was like deteriorating. Um, and there was even a lawsuit that was associated with like these findings and everything, because nothing happened. There was no like uh reconstruction. They didn't shut down the pool or anything. Like they just let it rock, you know what I mean? I think the reason why the condo, like the people on the condo said that they weren't going to reconstruct is for the safety of other buildings, if that makes sense. So I guess they just didn't want to go. I still don't know. I honestly still don't know, man. But to know that this was already like people knew that this was going to happen, man, and it
They
still
should be
happened.
liable for murder.
I mean, for sure, bro, for sure. Like I mean, and sued up and down and sideways, bro. Like talk about suing the pants off of somebody, bro. Like bro, you should sue the freaking face off of those owners, man, for sure, for sure. But I think overall, the biggest takeaway, the biggest, you good?
There's a spider on the
Oh
wall.
man.
Get the hell out of me. There's two. Oh no.
Oh no.
Pause it real quick while I take
Yeah,
care.
yeah. That's funny. Okay. So
We apologize about that, guys. Spiders were actually attacking me.
yeah, it
Like
started getting real.
they were surrounding me, man. Trying to catch me sleeping, but they have been moved
Yes. if you know
humanely.
if you know what I mean. If we're gonna call it that. But I mean, this kind of ties into what I'm saying, man. I feel like we need to have an action plan for whatever emergency going on, man. That's the one thing. I mean, look, man, I'm not gonna lie. You can't plan for a building falling. You know what I mean? Like
But it's
that's
always a possibility.
yeah, yeah. But I feel like this is like really woke me up, bro. I need an action plan for any type of situation. You know what I mean? Like fire, flood. I mean,
You need to
hurricane.
make the action plan.
I mean, I need to make my own action plan. Like, I don't really, at this point, I really don't know what would happen. Like, if my house burned down, where I would go immediately. Like, I don't know that just instinctively.
I
You know
always
what I
got a
mean?
bed for you, my friend.
I mean, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. But I'm just saying, I wouldn't know instinctively. Like, I feel like I would have to like, oh, let me think about what I have to do, this or that, whatever. You know what I mean? But like, I need the action plan, bro. I need it
That's
like,
funny because I've been thinking about talking to you.
yeah.
You said that you don't have a bag with like just essentials,
Nah,
and
I
you
don't.
also are currently without vehicle.
Facts.
So it's probably a good idea for you to have a bag with essentials.
You're right, man. You're right, man. That plays into it as well, bro. I've just been like just looking up random stuff on Amazon, and then was it you that told me, or did I see this on the YouTube video where it was just talking about like how like stockpiling stuff for just in case something happens. It was definitely one of the like apocalypse type of things,
Uh,
but
yeah.
they, they basically were saying that like, yo, just try to like if you buy, 2 cans of soup when you go to the grocery store, you know, the next time buy 3 cans of soup. So and save one so that you know what I mean, you have one in your stockpile basically. And I was just thinking about doing things like that too, you know what I mean, just to get ready for
So
something.
there's a guy because I watch a lot of those YouTube
Mm,
things, right? And there's a guy that he specializes in survival and training techniques and things like that, right?
mm.
Um, and he said one of the things I really like, it was like I know he said that he no longer preps
Okay.
for disasters,
Okay.
for collapses of government, whatever the case may be, that he no longer preps because prepping without the means of protecting your stockpile just means that he has more.
Yeah. I never, you know what? That's a good point, man. That's a good point. That's a really good point, honestly.
And he was like, everybody that stockpiles guns, if you don't know how to use them, that's more guns for me.
Yeah, it's the same.
I was
Yeah.
like, that's a good point.
He makes points. He
Yeah.
makes points.
He was like, as long as you have the training, you will never go hungry
Okay,
in
yeah.
cases like that.
All right. Well, you're gonna have to send me some of his videos. I
I
can't
was like,
lie.
Jesus Christ, that's morbid.
But I mean, he makes points though. He makes points for sure. He makes points for sure.
But
But
I want to extend the olive branch of me preparing your everyday carry bag, your EDC as they call it.
ooh, look, and I'm down for it, man. I'm down for it. Maybe we'll present it on the pod and everything, and
It's gonna be a
freaking.
lot of money,
Oh,
but
oh
but
wait. Oh, I'll send you the money. I don't care.
but I would like to help you prepare yourself an EDC bag.
But I definitely need one for sure, man. But once again, bro, just thoughts and prayers out to the people in that Surfside condo, bro, because
Definitely.
it is nuts, man. It's nuts, bro, and I don't know, man. If anybody knows anybody that knows a way that we can help in some way, man, I definitely want to, bro. Because I just keep thinking, man, like, what if it was if it was me? I had to start over like that. I wouldn't know what to do, man, or who to turn to. So just tough times, man. Tough times for sure. But I hate to not bring it to a lighter note, but we have another kind of sad story going on right now in the field of sports. I'm talking about the Shakari Richardson situation, bro. This one was really interesting to me, man. Only because just a couple weeks ago, I seen everybody like go off for her. Everybody supporting her for her Olympic trials. I think that
She
was,
killed.
yeah, she went crazy, man. She definitely was far. She ran the 100 meter and she won by far for sure. Won by far, and she was making waves because she was kind of like reminiscent of the old track runner Flojo, who was like one of the fastest. I mean, she might still hold a lot of world records for being one of the fastest women in the world, and she was known for like having like long hair and long nails and stuff like that while she was running like really like decorative outfits and stuff like that. Um, so this girl kind of like did a similar thing as well.
I seen people complaining about that, and I thought to myself, she dusted everybody on that track
Yeah,
with that hair.
yeah,
If she cuts off that hair, she's
it's gonna
adding
be
at
faster.
least a second and a half to her 100-meter time. It's like, let
Well,
her
who
have the
cares?
hair.
Yeah, yeah.
That's like that's more of an advantage for everybody else.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, yeah, exactly. Like, hey, the hair might weigh you down, but if you're still getting dusted though, man, like
Imagine if she made herself aerodynamic,
that
bro.
gone. You might not even
Gone.
catch it. You might not even be able to catch her on the cameras, man. But but I'm telling you, it was cool to see everybody kind of go up in support of her over the last couple of weeks, and then man, she gets hit with a big piece of news. Basically came out a couple days ago that she was going to be suspended for 1 month from her Olympic team after testing positive for THC. Um, and this story, when it came out, um, everything like all the outrage, I guess, and all of the like reactions, it was interesting to see because it happened in waves. Like the first thing that everybody learned was that she was being suspended for testing positive for THC, and immediately you had the split of like you had the Stephen A's, of course. I mean, I don't know if Stephen A actually even said that, but it's his famous line, the weed. Like he loves, you
Stay
know,
off the weed.
yeah, yeah. You had those, and then you had people who are in support of THC and everything like that say, yo, it's just weed, like it doesn't affect your performance or anything. It's just recreational drug. So that part came out and we saw that first split. Then later on in the morning, um she goes on USA Today. She goes on the Today Show, and when they ask her, did you do this and everything, she just totally copped to it. She totally said, "Yo, I was in the wrong. I did something wrong, and I knew it was wrong." You know what I mean? Like, totally copped to it 100%. And I saw another split happen to where it was like one, a wave of support for her, like, hey, she owned up to it. At least she said what she did and everything. And then I saw I don't know, people like it was a lot of like comparison to Michael Phelps. Michael Phelps also kind of got busted with weed and everything, and there was a lot of people that felt like she was being treated similar to Michael Phelps, you know what I mean? So everything was like all fair game. So it was funny to see the back and forth. But the final piece of information that kind of tied everything together was that supposedly the reason that she smoked the marijuana was that she had learned that her biological mom had died in an interview. So basically, like after she finished the race, the interviewer just brings it up, yo, your mom died, and
What?
not like so casually. I'm just summarizing, but yeah, supposedly she learned about this news in an interview, and then after smoked something. So once I heard that, I'm not gonna lie, all the splits that were happening before, I didn't really care too much about, but once that last piece of information came out, I was just like, I get it. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
no, I
Yeah,
mean, I get everybody's thing.
yeah,
I get both sides because it is just weed,
yeah,
but it is still legal federally.
yeah. That's true.
But um, what's funny is that Clarence Thomas, um, the judge,
Yeah.
the s- the Supreme Court judge said that federally they're gonna have to relook the laws on marijuana.
Wow.
Yeah, he came to support of 420.
Wow. I'm okay.
It's very surprising. Conservative
Okay.
judge, but says with all the states making it legal federally, they're gonna have to relook it.
I mean, look, man, it makes sense. What are you gonna do? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it makes sense if all these states are getting involved. Why not? But even how about with sports though? Like, the fact that it's in sports, obviously, it's illegal federally. But do you think that it should be allowed, within sports?
Well, yeah, I mean, not allowed
Mm,
because allowed is going above the federal law,
mm.
but not test for it.
I feel you. I feel you.
Like just not test for it. You feel me?
Yeah.
Then that yeah, for sure. UFC's doing that now.
Oh, really? Oh, really?
Yeah. And what's crazy is that the UFC's science team, because they're always working on trying to keep their fighters safe and things like that,
Yeah.
they're actually testing mushrooms.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like to see if that helps like prevent CTE and shit like that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I can see that. I could definitely see that, man. Yeah, I agree, bro. I think that we should be taking off of the testing for whatever. Um, it just doesn't make sense, man. The only I've seen a lot of people say as a joke that the only one that you should have to test for, like an Olympic event that you should have to test for weed, is like skateboarding. Because I feel like you would have an advantage skateboarding if you were high. Everything's kind of moving slower. That's an
Maybe.
event. That's an advantage, man. That's an advantage. But yeah, definitely not for something like freaking track, because if you're smoking, like it's bad for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like not the THC, but like the smoke itself. You know what I mean? So that would put you at a disadvantage as a track runner. And she's still dusting up. You know what I mean? She's still dusting people. So that it kind of gives her
Insane.
kind of
She's too fast.
yeah, she's super fast, bro. Super fast. But I got to give her the most credit for honestly just owning up to it. Like I was really trying to think about how many times um I've seen people like truly be like, "Yo, I did this and I knew that it was wrong." And still did it. You know what I mean? Like and said that to the public after doing something. You know what I mean?
She has a really good publicist. That that probably made that call because normally publicists are like, no,
Yeah,
no,
hide it.
no,
Hide it.
hide it, deny, and we're gonna appeal it, and you're gonna be able to run in this race because we're gonna wait for the appeal, but there's a possibility that you may lose
Yeah,
and you may not be able to run the next race after that.
yeah, but nah, I almost, her response almost made me think that there wasn't a publicist because of what you're
Maybe.
saying. You know what I mean? Like it really felt like she was just like, yo, I'm just being like just a person, like just straight up with it. So I definitely gotta give her credit, man. It doesn't look like she's gonna be completely out of it, even if she gets suspended. Um, well, the suspension is only for 30 days, so she's gonna still be able to participate in the Olympics, but she just is probably disqualified from her event, which is the 100 meter. Um, which
No. I think that she's gonna be able to run everything.
oh really? Oh
I
snap!
if if I if I understood correctly what was said,
All right.
she's gonna be able to run everything.
Well, if that happens, then she gotta finish the race and just go like this, like yeah, right after, in front of the world, uh, just to flex on
While
them.
she while she's rocking the gold, she should say like things like, "Man, this is an incredible high.
Yeah.
I've never I never thought that I could be so high." Like just like say stuff like that. Yo, the Olympic team is gonna be like, "Get her the fuck out of here."
ASAP, honestly. Yeah, I could see them do I can see them doing that, but I can see them doing that. But man, still, bro. Just shout out to her, honestly. I feel like I'm doing extended shout out shit for her, but yeah, shout out to her, man. Cause like I said, it was just dope to see somebody stand up. I like and say I did something wrong, man. I feel like I really don't see that often, Bill Cosby. But you know.
My man's out of jail, yo.
Yo, I wanted to start the pod with saying I've now found that was funny. I've now found if you want to split a room in half, like if you literally want to just like split a room in half, bro, tell them that Bill Cosby just got out of jail. I went around, it was like a social experiment to me when I found out that Cosby went to jail. I was at work. I mean that he was released. I was at work. Um, and usually I'm not like super technologically savvy. I just like keeping up with the news. So I get like mad notifications on news all the time. So I'm usually the first person to know some big part of news, right? So when I saw the Cosby thing, I was like, oh no, I want to see how everybody reacts to this. And it was crazy to see like literally people cheering like and booing like in like about the same thing. Like it was crazy, man. So I'm like, yo, Cosby got released, and I heard like, yeah, this my boy, we out here, like, and then I heard like, are you kidding me? Like, this is a travesty, like all this stuff, and it was crazy, man. It was crazy.
I don't know. Like I get that he did something extremely wrong, but if the courts say that something that basically there's a possibility that he didn't do it, you feel me? Like
Yeah, I mean, he got off on a like a technicality. Like it wasn't even that he's not saying that he didn't do it or anything
well,
like
no, he's saying
that.
that he didn't do it.
Yeah, well, no, he's the technicality from what I understand is he said that he didn't. He said that he didn't in the civil case. I mean, he said that he did it, like he actually did it in the civil case, but the reason that he said it was because this wouldn't be taken into a criminal case. You know what I mean? And they made it into a criminal case, and they
The
should.
last I heard is that the reason that he hasn't been paroled is
Mm,
because one of the main things with parole is accepting what you've done,
mm.
and he wouldn't.
When yeah, that's true. Yeah, he maintained his innocence throughout all of that. But I know in the civil case he did admit to like having drugs aside for girls, basically. Like he so and yeah, it's crazy with Cosby, bro. It's crazy with Cosby. I am surprised that he's out. I thought he was gonna die in there, honestly. But
I want to know if he's gonna go back on stage.
to say what, like, just come out. I
Yeah,
told
just
you.
no, just get on stage and do comedy again.
It was weird though, man. It's like he definitely was like still the same Cosby throughout that whole thing. Like you would hear like stories of like him trying to mentor the inmates and everything and like telling stories and everything. Like it seemed to be the same person throughout that whole thing. So if he did return to stage, I ultimately wouldn't be surprised. You know what I mean? Because it's still the same Cosby, you know, but he's like 80 something though. I ain't gonna lie, he's old now, man. I don't know if he's going anywhere
And it's
anytime.
always the quiet people
It is
that
always.
I mean, he was the clean one. He was the you don't need to curse, blah blah blah,
Yeah.
and he was doing some nasty, shady
He's
stuff.
nasty shady, bro. Nasty shady, man. And while we're on it, man, we got some other shady stuff that happened with Double XL Freshman. You know, the world famous Pooh Shiesty, or your favorite rapper.
I
Um,
still don't know who the hell that he is.
well, Pooh Shiesty, he's had a lot of famous songs. His most famous was "Back in Blood" with Lil Durk, where he famously says, "I got my own fire. I don't need security in the club," basically. Um, and I bring that up because that lyric ended up kind of biting him in the back. Like I think he had a case that was related to that lyric. You know what I mean? And basically, the lyric was like explaining what really happened in real life. You know what I mean? And he's running into the same problem again right now. So he's gotten indicted on a federal case because of something that happened in October. Basically, he was linking up with some people to buy weed and sneakers at a hotel, and he allegedly finessed them. Like he pulled out, a gun and was like, "Hey, I want the weed, sneakers, and my money." So they drive off in a Maybach, and supposedly one of the duffel bags of money falls out of the car. Right. So the cops pick it up. They're like, "Oh, duffel bag of money that's connected to this crime. Let's try to research into where this money could have gone, where it could have come from." And they had to look no farther than Pooh Shiesty's Instagram, where he ended up a couple days later flexing some money, like on his arm and stuff. And they matched up the serial numbers from the picture to the money in the duffel bag. And yeah, they locked him for that, man. They locked him for that. I say it. I mean, we've said it a couple times, man. You can't do these things on social media, dog. You can't do these things on social media, bro. You can't flex the stolen money, or you know what I mean, the money that you did dirt with on social media. At the very least, man. At the
These kids are
very least,
stupid.
I don't get it, bro. I don't get it. And you know what? It doesn't even have to go to that extreme. The um like the dangers of social media is what I'm saying. Like, or the things that you could do to incriminate yourself on social media is what I mean. It doesn't even have to go to that extreme. I'm saying you shouldn't even like post where you're at when you're there. I live firmly by that rule. Like if I'm at like a club or something or at Disney World, I'm not gonna post I'm at Disney World until I leave Disney World. In
That's.
case somebody wants to come to Disney World and do something to harm me. You know what I mean? Like,
I think you're okay.
I mean, I'm nobody. Yeah, I was gonna say,
I don't think people are traveling around looking to
but
beat you up.
you never know though.
But I know I agree with you. I don't tag, I don't geotag any of my, like, any place that I go. If I do, it's because I want people to find me. Pull up.
Pull up, hop out.
No, but I don't know. I don't get flexing anyway. Like I don't get the flexing stuff. You know,
You know what? You do. I feel like you do. We come from an era of flexing, but we just didn't. It was flossing. You know what I mean? Before it was flossing in our area, in
but
our
did
era.
I ever flex or floss?
Never flexed or floss, but
Right.
but I will say, man, the flexing is getting out of hand. I personally, I don't care about, like, I'm indifferent towards flexing. I don't think that
But in
it's
clout chasing, like all these new terms, flexing, clout
cloud
chasing.
chasing. Yeah, I'm indifferent towards it, but I'll just say, don't incriminate yourself. Definitely, man. Like, definitely don't do something illegal and then post it. Like, bruh,
Stupid.
I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Young Shiesty, bruh. Young Shiesty. So yeah, he may be looking at a considerable amount of time, man. And I bring this story up to say, man, Kids, man, be careful. Be careful on the social media, dog. Don't be giving the cops you know an easy way. Don't make it easier for them. That's all I got to say. Don't make it easier for them. But oh man, all right. Let's get into our keep it 110s, bro. You got some questions for me today?
So normally we get our questions off of Reddit.
Mm.
I remembered as I was looking for the questions that I had a question for you
Oh,
that was going to take some time to unpack.
okay, okay.
So I did find one question on Reddit that I think fits perfectly with with what I want to ask you.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to ask you this one, and this one should be pretty easy. Um, you're scheduled for brain surgery tomorrow that
Mm-hmm.
has memory loss as a common side effect. In preparation, you write a list of all the things you wish to experience again for the first time.
Oh,
What's on that list?
what's on the list? Definitely like man, like times with friends, like going to Six Flags. Um, I'll do moments like with you since we going back to the party.
I'm too old to be doing the stuff that I did back then. I'm be like, bro, I love you. I know you don't remember me, but I'm not doing it.
We're not playing basketball for a few hours,
No, no.
after. um, definitely want to do all that stuff, man. All the
Do you
fun
remember
times.
playing Manhunt?
Manhunt. Oh yeah.
Do you remember that time that we lost our one friend because he climbed the bank roof? Do you
Oh
remember
yeah.
that?
Definitely that, man. Being in going back to high school, college, and not even like I'm not even that type of guy where it's like, oh, the glory days or anything like that. But if I could do those things for the first time again, definitely that. Yeah, meeting all my family and just good times with I'm meeting all my family, meeting all my friends again, and the good times with family. I think definitely be the thing. Definitely. Oh man. All right. What else? What is
All
it?
right.
What's a big
So
one?
I was in the car listening to the radio,
Mm,
and it was a question that they asked um, that made me think about this question. So
okay.
you're somebody offers you a time machine,
Okay.
right? And you could go back in time between 1950
Okay.
and 2000.
Hmm.
Okay, you could go to each decade one time to to experience an event that happened in that decade,
Okay.
but you cannot gamble. Like you
Uh,
can't do any. Like you can't alter history. I mean, you can't alter the future, but you could experience that that one event.
okay. The 50s, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. The 50s, I don't know. But the 60s, I would like to see the civil rights movement like in person. I mean, it wouldn't be cool. Like it'd be a terrible thing to probably watch, but somewhat inspiring.
Right.
70s, I think even though Woodstock started in the 60s, if
In
I'm
the
not mistaken,
60s, the
I,
late 60s.
I would want to go see it in the 70s because that was it
Yeah.
was probably super popping then. The 80s is the beginning of hip hop. So I would love to see like go to the Bronx and stuff like um and then the 90s, I mean it's like the freaking golden era of hip hop. I'll just be in New York like going.
I'm not gonna lie. When you said the 90s, I thought you were gonna say my birth.
I would definitely just watch myself being born again. Nah. I would go to New York and just be in a mix of the golden era of hip hop, and then 2000s. If I were to go, I guess back to like a time where stuff was popping off. Um, I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like
Well, no,
the
2000s. You lived through that, so
yeah, yeah.
so it's between 1950 and 2000.
The 50s, I don't know. I don't think shit was sweet in the 50s. In the 50s, I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, during the 60s, but at least things are starting to change. You know, things are starting to change. That was a great question. I'm not gonna lie. That was a
Yeah.
great question. Do you have any in mind for yourself?
So the 50s, I just want to go to like a diner.
Okay, okay, I see.
I just want to experience a diner in the 50s, like like rollerblades.
Yeah, yeah. How can I
Like
help you, sweetheart?
exactly. Probably in New York City, it's safer.
Yeah, yeah.
60s, um, um, 60s drive. Like I would like to do like a 60s drive-in.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
70s, I want to experience disco.
Yeah, disco. Yeah, that was my second one. Definitely go to disco.
And I want to go to like the clubs in New York City, like in the 70s and in the 80s. Like
The cocaine was pure,
yeah. Like
pure.
what was that one club that was big back then? That like Prince used to go to and stuff.
Uh, I don't know names. I'm not sure.
Charlie Murphy spoke about it when he was when he was telling the stories. Anyway, I want to go to that club. Um, 80s, so 90s. I don't know, some big sporting event. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, they did. There's a lot of good baseball and stuff in the
Yeah,
'90s. A lot of good baseball. A lot of good baseball.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's definitely, man. That's a good question. I might have to ask other people that for sure. But listen, man, it's late, y'all. We are burning the midnight oil at this point, so I think we're gonna call it a night, and we want to make sure that we get this out to y'all. So let's wrap it up. Let's
Wrap it
wrap
up.
it up. Thank y'all so much for listening and watching. Thank you for liking, comment, and subscribing, which I know that you all are going to do because you're such great people. And
And as always, you've listened to your boy Mar B and Mick at the 110 podcast.
I didn't throw up any, gang. I was just me putting my hands in a certain way. I'm just all right, man. We done.
Yeah, out of here, baby.
Peace.